morning, friends. Well, it's morning as I speak. I just got out of the bed and made coffee. Good morning. Today is starting off good, and I'd like to share partially why, because yesterday in the mail I received my first payment for records from Team Love. Any of you other folks that are in music business know how important this is and how tough it can be to get paid. With Indrima and Team Love, yes, the band is technically signed to the label Team Love, but technically I am the record label for the vinyl release, DVH Recordings, because I paid for the vinyl release and Team Love bought records from me. This is nice. They paid me for the first shipment of the colored vinyl in full. Now all I have left to get from them is my full payment for my black vinyl. But this is a good start because, once again, any of you folks that are in the business, share your stories if you care. Getting paid is the hardest part of being in the music business, especially when you're dealing with distributors, dealing with contracts, dealing with royalties, just dealing with getting paid. The artist always gets screwed. I mean, I'll leave it at that. You other musicians and artists, tell your story. Isn't it true? One of the hardest things to do as an artist when you're working with a business, a record label, or a distributor is to get paid. As I've shared in my videos, and I'm very transparent about what I'm doing here, maybe to my peril, but I'm doing it anyway because I don't like the old practice. I don't like the way that people do things in the world now, which is it's all lies, smoke, and mirrors. And I just want to just do things and just be done with it. And that's how I'm communicating with Team Love. I know Connor, who bought the company, and I have met years ago, before we made the deal, I met the guy that runs Team Love. So I'm on a face-to-face basis, so I'm not playing no bullshit, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of bullshit in business. Don't like it at all. So that's good. It came in the mail yesterday. This truly is my main source of income now. Next year, very likely I'll have to try to find some kind of part-time work or something. We'll see. The other thing I wanted to say proudly, though, is that, and I'm proud of this, is that I'm looking at the success and the progress that I'm making and that Indrima is making in these economic times. I mean, we are in a full-scale recession, depression, whatever you want to call it. I mean, the fact that we can make any money at all is a miracle because, the world economy is on the precipice of complete disaster. And I know that there are many people who would love the luxury of being able to buy some music and listen to it, and they're facing feeding themselves, maybe their children, maybe they're facing having a roof over their heads, you know what I'm saying? So I don't take any of this for granted, and I'm very, very realistic about it, that this is actually an amazing success that I'm experiencing, being able to sell any records at all at this time in the world. That's the way it looks to me. Frankly, I think that economically things look really, really, really dicey. And as much as I'm focused on my personal plans and what I want to get done, I'm also looking at the bigger picture and knowing that the bigger picture affects us all. And if certain things happen, well, I'll just be scrabbling for a existence like everyone else. We'll see. I'm ready for it myself. I'm ready for that reality. I'm not in denial of it. It seems that the great majority of humans just cannot handle, it's like, let's just keep watching Dancing with the Stars and Gangnam Style. You know, I'm not putting this stuff down. I'm making a comment about human behavior and the masses, how it's like, rather than face the reality, let's just keep distracting ourselves. So if so, just throwing it out since I think about it a lot. If larger numbers of people were to all of a sudden say, "Oh, okay, so we got a problem. What do we do?" I don't have the answer to that, but I do think that part of the answer is stopping acting like nothing's wrong. I think that's the sea change that needs to happen first, is to acknowledge that everything is not like it used to be, and that very likely it will never will be again. Kind of like when people mythologize and get nostalgic about the 50s and that those were the good old days. They were good for you. I was just listening to somebody talking about the movie American Graffiti. I've never seen it, no interest, because the 50s were bad old days for people of my skin color, okay? Let me remind you, all that wonderful doo-wop music and all that stuff that you guys like, those were horrible times, literally, for the people making that music, the people of my skin tone and darker. So I just don't romanticize the past, and I see where it kind of is harmful after a degree of just not, just head in the sand, just want to romanticize things. Okay, that's my comment. Yesterday, a couple things. I just, this is how I do my channel. I think about what I want to say, but I don't plan it, okay? I don't. This is not calculated. And most of my videos are one take, first shots, okay? Yesterday, I'll talk about, there are some people I'm more vibing and in tune with right now in the Vcommunity community than I have been in the past. And I've been in the community so long that there are so many people that my attention and who I'm vibing with shifts. It's not always the same. I have my people who are my favorites, Stephen 73, Mr. Hall of Fame, Big Star 1000, to the boy Ellis, There's more. Lazarus. Those people always come to mind right away. Those are some of my absolute favorite people I just really vibe with. There's more. Anders in Stockholm. There's many more, folks. Those people come to mind right away. Ollie Rules, even though he never shows any records. You're my friends. Even you folks that I'm still haven't acknowledged. Bill Camerata. I feel you. L. Jeff Klikowski. See, I could go for a while. I got in trouble when I did this the first time. That's where I started the bullshit with the dislike. It's like, can I say that I like people and it's okay because I forget people? Anyway, yesterday part of my day was involved with, the internet and watching some video and interacting on Facebook. Yesterday, Ollie Rules uploaded a new song for his next album. It's fantastic. Seriously, it's Chris, you're moving into a new phase of what you're able to accomplish, and it's a very good song. I forget the name of it, but Chris will let you know. Two things happened. One was that it inspired me, and the other thing I can't remember, but I'll talk about inspiration. The other thing was about Chris, just hopeful. Yeah, just made me think that I'll go back to number one after number two. Chris, you're coming into your own, man. I was a fan when I first heard you, but you're getting better right before our very eyes. Wow. In all reality, my honest opinion is that if someone doesn't recognize the potential in you and come talking to you about putting your stuff out, there is no justice, man. You're good to go. You know what I'm saying? If Elephant 6 had any money or somebody like that, they should be putting your stuff out, Chris. It's awesome. But the other thing that it did was that it inspired me. Okay, it inspired me. And so my inspiration works in funny ways. So the first thing I did was I grabbed my guitar and thought, let me see if I can make some music. And honestly, I was disappointed with what came out. Music writing for me has lot of times been a source of comforting myself. There's a need to. And when it's not there, then a lot of times music doesn't happen. It didn't happen today. What did happen was some sound work. I just pulled out my synth. The guitar wasn't happening, so I got to work on some sound stuff. And I put up a new track, actually. It's potentially complete, but more could happen. But it's called Symphony as opposed to symphony or symphony. It's Symphony Replete. It's on my Bandcamp page. Some will say it sound, I don't know what you'll think, but I worked pretty damn hard on it yesterday. Thanks, Chris, you inspired me. But also what happened was that I got to looking for some sound sources and got into my cassettes. I didn't find what I was looking for, but I found a box of cassettes that I'd forgotten. I have more cassettes that they must be in the garage. I can't find them in the house. But anyway, so I'll show some of those, all right? The first one I'll show is, just like many of you folks, I've been making mixtapes for friends forever via cassette and for myself. So here's an old mixtape. Yeah, I would make the covers for them just like, just a geek, And this one had some tracks by records that I got rid of. Angle tracks, the band Jet, that became radio stars. So, but I went ahead and looked at the song Cover Girl by Jet and just downloaded it, which is different now. Many of my cassettes I kept because it was like bits of songs that I don't have anymore, or that I didn't have, that I thought I'll never find this. And now I just need to find the cassette, find the name of the song, and I can find it online. It's amazing. But some of the other cassettes that I thought I'd show is Ludus is a band from the late 70s and early 80s connected to Divine and Staten and the Buzzcocks. Linder was the lead singer of Ludus. She designed those early Buzzcocks singles covers. And Ludus also put out a single on Sordid Sentimental, like Digital Sex. I believe that was what led to me ending up being in contact with the band Ludus and the singer Linder, and we did some kind of exchange, and she sent me this tape of Ludus material. I used to get a lot of promos when my younger brother worked for a record distributor. So here's one, Stereo MCs Connected. Remember that song? Here's one that I'm real happy I still have. A promo cassette of Rid of Me by PJ Harvey. Promo cassette. I had this before the album was even released. Promotional. And I dug PJ Harvey from the get-go. I did. I just, she just wasn't someone that I felt I needed to buy, but I dug her. I did. Okay. Tim Finn of Crowded House and Split Ends. Promo of Before and After. These are legitimate promos from the label. I had shown a promo many videos ago of a Duran Duran. And someone wrote and said that's not real. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. That's how rare it is. Passengers. This is that thing that Eno did with Bono and some other folks and Luciano Pavarotti. Yeah, U2, basically. Got the cassette. Parts of this is all right. Might have shown this before. I need to get a new box for it. The box is busted, but I've got this King Sunny Ade live at the Hollywood Palace. African monster musician like Fela. More melodic than Fela. I think it's called High Life. I got an ECM Blue Sun on cassette, Ralph Towner. Yeah, cassettes are cool, and I have no intention of getting rid of any of these. A few more. Don Pullen, the pianist who played for years with Charles Mingus. Fantastic player, Ode to Life. Here's a Blue Note promo cassette. David Friesen, I've talked about him. Kind of a new age artist, plays upright bass. He's good. What I'm listening to in the background is Ryuichi Sakamoto with Alva Nato. Fantastic stuff. A couple more here, and I'll be done for now. I got stuff to do. The Yellow Magic Orchestra cassette. This is cheesy. This Yellow Magic Orchestra at that time, in my opinion, was cheesy. I still want it. I still collect it. Here's one I need on vinyl for my Alan Holdsworth collection. With a Heart in My Song, Alan Holdsworth and Gordon Beck. This is more straight ahead when it comes to Alan Holdsworth playing. Really good with on Gramavision with Gordon Beck. Look what I have. A promotional copy of Counterparts by Rush. I have a bunch more of these. I have to just dig them up. I don't even know what I have. I do know, I can remember things that I've sold that then later, it's like, for example, I had Tool on vinyl before anything happened with Tool. Before they were still just, I didn't like it. So I got rid of it. They were on Volcano. I got a promotional package. It was really odd and unusual, but I got rid of it. I didn't like the band. I love them now. The other thing I found was I knew I had a copy of RAF These Days of Tears, so I did find my copy. So I'm happy because some of you saw in a video recently I found that sealed copy of this, which is not for sale. It's not for sale. That's where I want to leave it at, folks. It's 17 minutes already. Man, the time goes fast. I'm going to go pay my car insurance and get my license for the next year. And thanks to Team Love, I can do it.